Good. Oh, and Japa Saraswati,
Mm-hmm.
are you are you doing recording?
Yes, the recording just began.
Oh, good. Okay. And here we go. Continue hard breath. Go deep. And inhale. Om Namo
Namo
Gurudevaya Namo. Om Namo Gurudevaya Namo. Om Namo Gurudevaya. Adgare,
Adgare name,
Adgare,
Jugadgare name,
Sadgare,
Satgare name, Siri Guru Devi name, Adgare
Adgare,
name,
Adgare,
Jugadgare name, Satgare
Sadgare,
name,
Siri Guru
Siri
Devi Name, Adgare,
Adgare name,
Jugadgare,
Jugadgare name,
Sadgare,
Satgare name, Siri Guru Devi name.
Keep breathing. Hard breath. Good. Oh, and we see what? And we see Salt City. Okay.
Yes.
Does she say something?
No, the dog is barking.
Oh, okay. Can the dog be in a different room? Would that be okay? Okay. Now, for years, and for some of you just a few weeks, we understand from Baba Siri Chand to see about the times. You remember that. Okay, keep up the breath. Now we understand what is happening. This is the time. This is it. Sometimes that's called apocalypse and so on. You got it?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. And you really, we really can't understand things because it's changing. You understand that? But with Baba Siri Chand has learned for us to have an idea of what is happening. Now, what Baba Siri Chand says, now this is your time to listen for you what your what for what you know from Baba Siri Chand, or what you are doing for change. In other words, for you, your understanding of what is happening now for you. Listen to Baba Siri Chand for each of you. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So I believe that means that you understand. Okay, so now we have meditation. Oh, and by the way, how about putting paper and pencil so that you understand what is happening from Baba Siddhi Chand, first of all about you and what's happening, your own changing, and what happens with your understanding from Baba Siddhi Chand. Got it? Okay. And begin. 3 minutes. And inhale and exhale. Breathe. Good. Okay. So now, this is happy to see Sahej. Isn't that, this is good. Thank you, dear. So now, Salt City. This is,
Satnam. So good morning, everyone. Really
Yeah.
good to be with you. So I got really a lot of stuff.
you got it.
Oof. So the most important thing I got is what's forming is a global soul and a global heart.
Say it again. You global what?
Global soul is being formed through these incredibly traumatic world events, the massacring of children, et cetera, et cetera. And a global heart and a global soul is being formed, and it's being aided and supported. This is what I got. So, being aided and supported by technology, which actually could have really divided us, though we still need to be careful of AI. So, my global heart, I feel the aching and agony of the world's soul's birth pains. So I've had a lot of grief, almost immobilizing, actually. And that the message I got is practice, 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 so that I have the capacity, and we all have the capacity to process this birth of earthling, human, global soul, that will all be connected to each other that's the Aquarian age, that we're in each other's, we're one heart. Really, we can take drugs, we can drink too much coffee, run away from it, not meditate, and then I'll go crazy or berserk. And I hope I'm making sense. And I've been in a huge career transition, and actually so heartbroken in a sense that I can't. I've taken a little kind of a long sabbatical from work, from at least the work I used to do. And I was told rest, rest, rest. And what was the last part? Get it together and teach Kundalini yoga meditation wherever possible, whenever and wherever possible. So that got some connected with a place called Smock, and they have a beautiful building up the street. So I'm working on that. And I hope I'm making sense. If you have any questions, maybe I can explain more clearly. But
You got it.
The birth pains of the birth, the agonizing sometimes birth of a new global heart, global soul, where we're all connected.
Okay. God bless you, dear. You know, these are the problems, or that's not the right word.
Challenges, opportunities.
Opportunity. That's amazing. Okay, that's right. Okay, because that the change going from the crap or the dark and moving what Salt City was talking about from Baba Siri Chand is moving to the light. You understand all that?
Yes.
No, it just continue to change and progress. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Gian Das Prem.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
So for me, Baba Siri Chand and these changes is with it's back to the media a little bit, and that, you know, there is an invisible trace, right, left behind in vapors and whatnot. So, and also energy waves travel with sound to create amplitude modulation and frequency, right, with the AM, FM. And then we have short wave, we have long wave. So these basic type of things is what we do is we take a bunch of crystals and we rub them together, and we take a certain frequency of electricity and we bring it in and we introduce it to all the particles and pieces that we put in there. And that sends out a wave that we can listen to, and we hear it from distances, and that there's an attraction to that vibration, to that part of that song that we're all singing, right? And we've been singing the song for so long. And the visual that I'm given of the body, and like all of these people, just these billions of people coming at me in my body and coming into my body, and seeing this, this way of all of these people coming in with all of this information, and our unique ability to have this, our own energy coming in together, and that sharing of it. And I think that, to get through that birth and that death of that part of the breath, that we're like today, it was just so peaceful to be in there. And sometimes it does, the time can go away when that relaxation can, come into us. Like when we're sleeping, we don't remember so much, but when we come together and we become part of that vibration, that there is a way. And as we know, we're learning more and more, right? With this, it's our technology because we invented it. Same as money, right? Same as the thought, same as the idea, same as the written word, same as any book. That's my explanation. That's my somewhat of an opinion, because I believe that we've all been here with this as is till now. And that we have the ability to see more, to get into that fifth or sixth chakra, to, because the hearing and the vibration and that coming into the senses of each of us, having different senses. We've been around certain people. Yeah, I mean, and the witnessing of these different styles of bodies that are here on this earth are just so amazing. So amazing to see a person that's 24 inches tall standing on top of a trash can and just, hello, you're a person. That person is a person, right? And now there's billions of us together, right? So seeing those differences in between us, I think, can open up that part of our heart that can see, what else is going on outside of this thought, outside of this explanation, with this excavation. And then, we come into these play of words and whatnot, and just slowing down to that, those symbol, like it's back to, Satanama and even Sesame Street, or it has some sort of a way in it that, it's, and then if we come to an explanation, what is it? Knowledge, wisdom, vitality, communication. Sun, moon, birth, death, all in my breath. My explanation, right? Because if everything out here is moving around, and as we come into our intelligence of our expanded ability to see from the reflection of the sand in the mirror, go back to the sand, feel the sand, and when we go into that, yeah, it's these simple things that we do, yeah, that can come back to a way of, understanding that alchemy, that with being, of being, is being, and they want to limit down it to one sentence now, to just explain everything as it is. And then we can have a science to say, okay, we can see this black hole over here. It's not, it's us, it's our vibrations being measured in between, and then all that information. So yeah, sort of seeing that cloud in the representation, and the cloud becomes invisible. There is electricity, the way electricity travels. And some of the stories that I've been hearing lately of how we're in the northern hemisphere, so we have less light in the winter, and we go outside and we crack a piece of bread or a cracker, right? And then we go and we draw a geometric design on our house because that's what they did a long time ago for some reason, because the stars are in the sky, right? And then that somehow is going to come into here or there or whatever, And yeah, it's the stars in the sky, and I poop and my poop goes down on the ground, and that's going to become part of what all it is, right? But that's that recyclization. I saw a picture this week. I occasionally will look at the news to see, it's entertaining. And in one part of the world, they blocked off the sewage system to where, it's solid and liquid. There's, after the separation of the larger debris, it goes through a pipe, and then it goes to get burnt through this other system, digesters and whatnot, these tanks. So they stopped it, and they're spraying that stuff straight up in the air, And of course, that's in a very oppressed area right now of the world, not far from where I am now. I'm in Washington. It's over in Russia. That they're just letting it spray straight up into the air, and I'm like, well, I mean, it'll keep people away, wouldn't it, if we did that sort of thing? So noticing that behavior and my ability to process that behavior, whatever it is, whatever that person's doing, and coming at me with these thoughts and ways, I need to find my peace, and and sharing my breath with that. And I think a lot of listening has to come in now, and that's really where I just wanted to stay in that meditation today, to feel that healing between us, and that that Shanti, Prashanti, and Baba Ji. And it's like, because I see Baba Ji, and he has a mate that I'm sort of this visual person, and and then there's all these other teachers that we've had, and people that we speak with daily, and people that we share our ideas with, and yeah, and that's all part of that media that we're putting out there, our beliefs, our ability to change and come into that vibration, because we are all together, right? So, and yeah, and that birthing and that way of coming into new, how planets do what they do, and our uniqueness here of having only one moon, and when we look around these other places, but we're finding out more and more and more. And that's what's so spectacular of it, is our ability to look beyond this, to say, okay, there is a bigger picture, right? So if this picture here is showing me so many things and so much information, that if I can be a part of that with the ability to share, and our toning, and back to that, that raising of the tone, or that coming, we can go through the range, and that's part of the expression too, through that tonal, that word download to that seemingly high of where we can go. And I think that part of that fun loving part of it, coming in for that expression to expand and to become part of our progression, and that understanding of the freedom, and understanding sort of that sense of letting go. But there's a cycle too that allows us to notice that in the other lives, but also we do have a term that we come to, right? A limit that we come to in our breathing. In so many million times, there have been people who lived longer lives, perhaps, but how old are we if we're part of everything? And then we could just notice our age, like how many billions of years, how many times have we been through other cycles that we may not have noticed so much. It's like when you come out of your body, you may not notice everything. You'll notice that things are taken away, that there's no language, that you're just there in this place, right? But there's also this other learning going on of how far, So that's okay. That's within our ability to understand that, who the billions of people, wow. Like, wow, that's so cool. And thank you so much for the time, and the introductions and the invitations, and for our belief of bringing that heart, out here to share for our healing within each other, and our sharing of our knowledge that we've learned and our wisdom and, that vitality that we can share with, and that continued communication. Yeah, the music and the colors, and it's just so beautiful. Why, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you. That was lovely. Mhm. Okay, now we have just seen Jot Gian. Hi, sweetie. Hello, are you there?
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Ta-da.
Oh,
okay.
hi.
All
Yeah.
right. So right now, Japa Saraswati, can you talk about
Our
about
cue.
yes.
About
Okay,
what?
so
I'm sorry, what were
our
you talking
cue,
about?
our cue for what we're meditating on today is we tuned in and we are being aware of the times that we are at the times, and we tuned in with Baba Siri Chand and listened for the changes that are going on in the world and ourselves.
Especially from your own self.
Mhm.
Good. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so now they did, how about you? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
For me, what was coming is just kind of like flashes of personally teachers and leaders, people with positions of power through my journey who have like harmed, like so through witnessing harm, and manipulation, and wrongdoing from their position. I've just had a lot of forgiveness to work through, and personal pain and feeling the pain of the other people that were wronged in the process. And so Baba was kind of showing me that like thread. And through it, it's been a clearing of and healing of my own heart, because there's been a lot of fear and like wanting to isolate through those processes and in this process now. So it's like releasing the control of me feeling like I'm protecting myself and really letting my the trust of my own heart guide me, and letting it show me my heart and in connection with my soul, like the appropriate way to lead, and be like being a new leader in this age, through patience and compassion. And he was talking about like bonding together and sharing the responsibility, like doing it as a group, uniting, and rather than just doing it alone. I feel like part of this process has been like a lot of teachers and leaders falling from grace because it was just them kind of on this pedestal, as opposed to like a group of people sharing the responsibility and helping each other out and calling each other into love when we fall out of it. So yeah, that's what was coming for me.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay. Aagia Pal?
Yeah. Well, from me, it was, I mean, from Baba Siri Chand, it was kind of very, right to the point. Not a lot of words.
he said, feel the presence of unity. And in the feeling of the presence of unity, allow your perception to expand to universal unity. And feel, feel, what was it? Feeling, you know, a part of the whole in me, and I in the whole, WHOLE. And there, a mantra came to me, which was taught to me by actually a Sufi friend. But then as I read the book, The Hidden Gospel, so it was putting my hand over my heart and breathing rhythmically with Allah. Allah. So inhaling Allah, and then as I exhale, Allah. And so this is, Allah is the sacred one. So Baba Siri Chand wanted me to do this regularly for part of the meditation, and then just let that vibration go of the words and sit in that presence of the one. And then this was interesting because an instruction came with it, and that was to share it with everyone. And there's another mantra for peace, for which I speak for myself, need more inner peace, and unfolding that inner peace. He said that the Satyanarayan mantra is what I need to focus on. So the Satyanarayan Waheguru Hari Narayan Satanam. And it was a pretty direct instruction to make sure I shared that with everyone, so that this inner peace can be shared, and that we can all share it with our the people around us. So
Bye.
I'm sorry. Anyway, oh, somebody said goodbye. Okay. Anyway, so that is what I heard, and so I've got to do. Apparently, I've got to do a lot more sitting and relaxing and breathing, and with Allah, with heart breath and Allah, feeling that in my heart, and the Aramaic, the early Jewish Christians would call that the leba, the heart center, and also to do the Satyanarayan mantra as much as I can each day, and to encourage everyone else. So what this is doing is, what I understood was expanding the presence of, expanding my perception, understanding my awareness of the presence of unity that's always been there. Like Gian Das Prem mentioned, in Sut City, it's all, it's there, but these are the times which we're raising our consciousness so that we can so that we can become more aware and actually experience that unity, that we all are indeed one. And so that the unity and diversity, unity in all ways. And I think that was the flow of my interaction with Baba Siri Chand today. Thank you for listening.
Wonderful. This is wonderful for all of us to please do this every day. Is listening to you from Baba Siri Chand. You got it?
Yes.
Okay. Good. Okay. Harimandir?
I'm mostly just listening. The message I got was lead, which is overwhelming. Or at this particular point in time, it seems like holding up others and hold up others to help them move from anger. So that's what I got, but I really like the how many people everywhere are having the same reaction to the atrocities of the day, of these times. And we're not alone in that. So in that respect, we are all one. Seeing, witnessing the atrocities and knowing that people everywhere are also reacting to them. Or needing them to. That's all.
Well, that's a big deal. Good. Thank you, dear. Haven't you always been a leader?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good.
But the responsibility is heavy at the moment.
Well, and so what does Baba Siri Gian, what does he say about your responsibility?
Who else said that? Maybe said Siri, that nothing can be carried alone. We share the burden and keep coming together and supporting each other so that together we're leading, not individually.
Good. Wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Jot Gian Devi, are you ready? Are you there? Jot, excuse me, Jot Gian Devi, are you there?
Okay, hold on. I see it now. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. There I am. All righty. I can turn you off. All right. I was feeling changes in the world and ourselves. And in my meditation, I'm very aware of the frequencies around me. I can choose to be in lower frequencies and feel it. And I can choose to raise my frequencies. I see now us as humanity and what's around me, all the people around me. I see us shifting. I see the shifts by our language, our actions, and individual presence. I see us slowly melting in and becoming a group frequency. And I see the frequency changing. I just heard anger. I'm so glad that you'll be working on anger. I see a language shift. I see a potential for love. And I'm thinking, well, this must be way too soon. But what I wrote down, I was just thinking, we're shifting and it's right in front of us. But sometimes if you've been around such heaviness, you can get lost in it and not see. But I see it outside, like just around the trees, and there's something lighter. Do you all feel that?
Yes.
I do. And I want to believe this. I'm going, wait a minute, it sounds different. Hopeful. I feel like I'm sensing hope. Maybe it's not here right now, but I can see with children. You can already feel a frequency of happiness and playfulness. So we know what a frequency can feel like. And so I just was listening yesterday, just listening all around me, wherever I go. Oh, to the grocery store, anywhere. And I'm feeling something light. And I'm thinking, is it me or is it us? I think it's us. And it feels very beautiful. I think that's all I got.
This is good. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah. Okay. I got an example of what it sounds like or is like. I was at the grocery store and went to pay for my stuff, and my cart was rolling away into the line of people. So I moved. As I had put my debit card into the machine, I went to catch my cart. In the meantime, it was rejected, and a lady that was there, I have no idea where she came from, pulled out her credit card and said, "Put it on mine." And the clerk said, okay, I came back over, said, "I got it, that's good, I just have to reinsert." But wow, that was so beautiful. It was so generous of you and spontaneous, and thank you anyway. And the clerk said, "Do y'all know each other?" "No." "Do your kids go to school together?" "No." "You mean that was just a spontaneous act of kindness?" I said, "I believe that's what that's called." And he said, "You have given me faith in humanity," and I was losing it. And that's what a little happiness feels like.
That's it.
Yeah. It was so shocking to the poor clerk. He was just going, "No, really, why?" I'm going, just because she had an opportunity. And everything worked out at night. My card went through again, but she was still ready. She didn't ask. She just started doing it. And I think a smile can be the same way. worth $1 million. Yeah. It's a very happy feeling. And he was so taken by surprise. All of us were really. So
This is great.
I think so. If we can look at it in a day, one thing in a day. Oh, I was flying back from Florida 2 weeks ago, and the pilot said, well, before we get started, guys, would y'all just like to just look, have you done anything today to bring happiness to somebody? Have you thought today what you could do? How could you bring a smile? How about we think about that today? This is the pilot, guys. I couldn't believe it. And I appreciate it. So yeah, I'm seeing it. Maybe we're all just really finally ready for it. I know everyone says it's going to get terrible. It's terrible. Okay, I'm still looking for the good. Seems to be shining my way. I like it.
Good.
I understand it can be tough. Yes.
Cool.
Hmm.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Japa Saraswati.
Satnam.
What's that now?
We just have had such powerful messages today. I've been really moved by each of them. And my message was pretty simple. I, I really love language, so everything it's all Greek to me. So apocalypse means revelation in Greek. um, and and what I really understood from that today is to reveal to the bringer of light that the Guru makes us from darkness to light, that we were in the shadow before, in the Piscean, sort of under the water, everything's a little bit not murky, not shady, but obscured, that we don't understand it. And then the bringer of light illuminates the situation, and that is revelation. That is us seeing it from a different angle or in a new light. And what I saw about that was that it's that what's being revealed to us is everything. Like I saw the planet without trees, so like before, our Mother Earth used to be more trees and forested land than anything else. And now we can see Mother Nature for her naked topography. The cat's climbing into my lap. And also, I'm seeing it. What made me aware of that is right now I'm in Maine, and we have a season that comes at the end of autumn, after the leaves have fallen, but before the snow has come, and we call it stick season. And then on the other side of the spring, it's after the snow has melted, but before the new leaves have grown, and that's also stick season. And in stick season, you can see like the naked topography of the land. It's very bare, but also what we're seeing is the power structure. Like before, it used to be murky. We didn't understand who was necessarily pulling the strings, or that there were strings to be pulled. And now we can see it. It's laid bare. Like in Hollywood, there's just all of these ongoing scandals about all kinds of corruption. And but also what it is this deep self-knowledge. Like we're coming to the place where these things were obscured, like our shadow self, the things that are being revealed in the greater society represent also what are the shadow elements of all of our psyches, like of our collective psyche. And that's why it's coming up. And that's feeling really triggering to everybody. And I thought Sut City said it so well with labor pains. Like we're all just feeling these pangs. And it's because that when we're being confronted with these shadow elements of self, of like the brutality of what we've done to our Mother Earth and to our fellow human siblings, it's causing us a lot of pain and angst and anxiety. Um, and that's also a form of self-knowledge. So when we spend enough time in that discomfort, we can come to neutrality. But most people don't really want to linger in that place of discomfort. They want to get out of that discomfort place. They want to like feel better immediately. And that's what makes us go to addictive things, like whatever is your addiction. When we're feeling that discomfort and we're like, I'm tired of feeling all of these feelings, we then, go for the chocolate bar, or go shopping, or go, whatever is your vice, your TV or food, or, gambling, sex, whatever is your vice, you want to go for it, because you're feeling triggered by seeing, just these shadow elements of self. But it's also like our complicity with being involved in the system. That's also equally triggering, like recognizing that power structure. We're recognizing the role that we play in being the consumer, the role that we play in being the victim, the role that we play in, being the martyr, the role that we play in whatever archetype we're going to take up. And but this is like being aware of this is preparing us. I'm reading what I wrote down, but it's preparing us for like a much larger consciousness, like just like Sat City said, like a global consciousness. But also I'm feeling an intergalactic consciousness. Oh, so this is part of it. This is part of the intergalactic consciousness. So it's about the 20th Podi that I've read it to you guys a bunch of times, but the line that I felt on this one, the one that I was hearing, was that essentially that karma is made by the actions we do again and again. So what that means to me is how we magnetize ourselves, because we have an electromagnetic field, but then whenever we do a thing, especially repeatedly, that builds karma with us, but it also builds like an electromagnetic field. It builds a muscle memory. It builds a neuro pathway between us and this action, whatever we're doing. And what I'm feeling about all of the satellites going into outer space and all of the people like visiting Mars and, just all of this, what I'm feeling about that is that our global consciousness is being magnetized to places really far away. Like we're being magnetized to travel much farther than we've ever even dreamt of traveling before. And that's part of our expanding consciousness with the alien races, is about like that we are starting to build that awareness, and we're starting to build that, I want to say, like it's almost like that ability to talk to other beings and to make those conceptual leaps in understanding. And I feel that that's part of why we are expressing all of this, by which I mean expressing like squeezing. I feel like it's that labor pain of that cramp, of that squeeze. We're all being squeezed. And do you remember when Bubba said that the rats are jumping ship? I feel that that's what it continues to be, that it's like the ship is getting squeezed and those little rats are coming out, those bad feelings and those and so part of this, so what part of this that I got was about the raising, this is what Baba showed me, was raising our energy and raising our kundalini by doing our sadhana and our daily practice, that too is an action we do again and again, that is the karma of sadhana. That is the karma. And it doesn't have to be a kundalini sadhana, you guys. It can be whatever kind of sadhana. It's by which I mean like daily ritual that is healthful and nourishing to our body. It could be ablutions. It could be washing yourself doing self-love by scrubbing the body, that is literally magnetizing your electromagnetic field. It could be chanting, it could be any kind of yoga, it could be cleaning your house, it could be lovingly preparing yourself a cup of tea. That this is part of our sadhana, and this is part of magnetizing ourselves to raised vibrations. To and he, what he's showing me is also is, do you remember, I have to tell you the story, I hope I'm not going on too long, but do you remember like several years ago when Baba showed me about Guru Arjan getting burned in outside, that he was being tortured, and that when Baba was at his home nearby, there was a tree, and Baba had his disciples continuously pour water onto the roots of the tree, and um, they saw steam and smoke and bubbles coming off of the roots of the tree, coming off of where they'd poured the water. And it's believed that Baba took that pain and that suffering from Guru Arjan and put it onto the tree. And what he showed us was that we can take that same visualization, and that's tapas. That's the heat that burns off karma. That's heat. And when things get hot, what Baba really showed me is that we can depend and rely on him to help us with that tapas and help us do that visualization of he's showing me like a lifting, and it is literally lifting our energy. It's raising our vibration and raising our energy and raising our kundalini, in order to be um up for this, like, yeah, that's what I mean, is in order to be up for this, because there's a lot of things that might make us want to feel down, and that these are the things that we can do to make ourselves feel up, and that in itself is karma, that's the karma that is taking care of us. I guess that was my message.
That's a biggie one.
It is, yeah, it was. Yeah. And you know what else I want to ask is, I want to remind us, or I want to ask if we can do a couple of minutes of heart breath at the end of our meditation time for Sahaj and for her kids, and also for Jagat Gurukar, who's been really sick.
Okay.
What's wrong with Sahaj?
Sahaj
I know
isn't
she's had
sick.
trouble.
Sahaj, oh, she just said she's been she had been traveling, and she wanted prayers for her son especially, and she didn't say what was for her, but I think she's just going through it, like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then each of us do the same for Sahaj kids, and then also for your own special people. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay. Let's do that heart breath for 3 minutes. You ready? Is that okay?
Oh, I'd love it. Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay. And now please begin. And inhale. And exhale. And continue. Okay. Thank you, God, for your blessing. And I just want to tell you something about, how can I, prediction and our intergalactic aliens were made in should be about 2027. See, there's a lot going on. Okay, so let it all squeeze us through that darkness to the light. Love you all. Okay, so Harimandir, would you sing? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Inhale deeply and move while you're doing this. Move your arms in celestial communication. Inhale. May the long time shine upon you. All love surround
you.
and the pure light guide your way on. Guide your
way on.
Guide your way on.
Inhale. God bless you all and love you, love you, love you. Okay.
Thank you.
Don't
Love you
forget to have fun.
Bye, everyone. Satnam.
Mom.